Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
It's been a part of the community since 1947, but after almost 70 years, the Marsden United Church was nearing the end of its life. Now, as Jeremy Thompson reports, an area camp will put the aging chapel to use for years down the road.
A crew of volunteers works away on the Marsden United Church. It sits on supports, patiently waiting to be anchored to the foundation in its new home at the Battle River Ranch.
Every camp that I've been a part of and worked with, every camp has a chapel and a place to come together and worship and be a part of God's plan. And we've always known we'd have a chapel here someday.
Harold Steffen is camp director. He says it's important to have a place for worship, but it's been a literal long road. Last year, the church was moved 16 kilometers down the highway.
It's taken time because we work with volunteers and donations to be able to help it all come together.
But all the work so far has been worth it. Steffen says he's excited to add to the building's extensive history.
There's been people married and buried and baptized and confirmed in this church, and it means a lot to the community. And we just want to restore it to original as best as we can, and in respect to the community and of what God built here and wants to continue.
For staff and campers alike, the chapel represents a much-needed gathering place, somewhere to focus and reflect after a long day of working with their hands.
I think we need to help a lot of young people to figure out where their gifts are and move them into that area so that they can do what they're doing and enjoy their job. 70% of people don't like the job they're doing. If you can find out what you're good at and move into that career and that trade, boy, I'll tell you, it's a good life.
Steffen says religion is a major part of what the camp has to offer, and the chapel will help to promote that.
Like this building, it's full of memories and so on, and if we can hold on to some of that, I think it makes a difference for the next generation too.
They hope to finish the project by the end of fall, but there's still a lot of work to do. The steeple is in the shop, they're building a new cross, and there's the delicate task of attaching the church to its new basement.
It's going to be a busy summer, and we've got a lot of work to do on the chapel.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
The last Saturday of June is known as Field Day for radio clubs across North America. It's a chance to set up ham radio communications in a mock emergency scenario. Today, the Saskatchewan and Alberta Radio Club tested the backup power generator at the new Energy Centre at Lakeland College. The amateur radio enthusiasts use backup power to communicate without using cell phones or the internet, services that might not be available in an emergency.
So if we had an earthquake or a typhoon or one of those calamities that are typical of Alberta or Saskatchewan, we'd be able to actually start the energy centre, start producing heat, start producing electricity right from black.
So if we had an earthquake or a typhoon or something like that, we'd be able to start the Energy Centre. Although the natural disasters are unlikely, they're important to be prepared.
Field Day weekend, which meant that the hams and amateurs in Calgary were not able to do their field day because they had to go and do it for real that weekend.
The Radio Club is always accepting new members. If you're interested in joining, send an email to greg.shalley@lakelandcollege.ca. Well, to a local man now who is turning his love for a Disney character into reality. Rob Strong was born and raised in Lloydminster. He's now performing in Saskatoon as the main character in Shrek the musical. Armstrong attributes his success with musicals to singing in church in Lloydminster as a kid and performing several shows at the Vic Juba, including the opening show. Armstrong says he's excited to play Shrek and fell in love with the role.
Correct, I am Shrek. It's a massive role. It's one that I am so happy that I did get, and I really hope to do it justice. I've been putting a lot of work in, and I really hope that it does show when we do get to take the stage.
4 people are facing charges after a drug bust in North Battleford. RCMP arrested the 2 men and 2 women earlier this week, seizing cocaine and cash. Facing drug trafficking charges are 28-year-old Tricia Moccasin, 23-year-old Wade Frenchman, 22-year-old Tashina Baptiste, and a male youth. Moccasin and the youth are also facing possession of proceeds crime charges. All 4 made their first court appearance in North Battleford Provincial Court on Thursday morning.